Next, I'd like to introduce to you Michael George, the pioneer of the Lean Six Sigma method. Mr. George.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank you for coming, and it's very gratifying to see a former Army battalion commander who learned Lean Six Sigma in the Army and has then, unbeknownst to me, applied it so brilliantly in his new civilian career as city manager. Let's talk a little bit about this issue that Representative Torres mentioned. Waste, fraud, and abuse is probably the most abused term or phrase in the English language. We've gone back all the way to President Reagan. Every politician says, I'm going to go through the budget line by line, and I'm going to cut out waste, right?
Yeah.
Let me give you an example of some waste reduction that may not be well known to you. Do you remember a few years ago, our soldiers and Marines were being blown up in Iraq and Humvees? There was an armored vehicle called the MRAP, a V-shaped armored hull, which the young men and women could survive in. It blew the tires off, didn't that? Think of the Marine Corps can only build those rated 5 per day. Their requirement was for 50 per day to save our young men and women from death and dismemberment. How to do that? Well, the Army could have said, well, let's build a facility 10 times as big with 10 times as many people. But no, Secretary of the Army and Navy put 19 people trained in Lean Six Sigma to find and detect waste. Within 90 days, that same facility, the same number of people were producing 50 vehicles per day. The conclusion? The labor cost previously had 90% waste in it. 90% waste. There are many, many other examples of this. The bottom line is, most politicians do not know what the private sector's been doing because they have no private sector experience. Had they worked at Caterpillar, or Xerox, or ITT, or Alcan, or GE, or Motorola, they'd be very familiar with it. Second thing they don't understand is that in over 1,000 case studies with government, we have found that 25% of all the spending is waste that can be eliminated while improving output quality and improving efficiency at no cost. Let me give you another example from the medical side. Has anyone here had cardiac bypass surgery? Few people. Stanford Hospital found that 40% of the cost of cardiac bypass surgery was waste. They eliminated that waste, and guess what happened to mortality rates? They fell by 48%. Now, do you think any bureaucrat could be looking at a line-by-line budget and know that the Army program had 90% waste in it, or that the cardiac bypass surgery had 40%? We've got this big debate going on in Medicare right now, don't we? Wouldn't it be great if we could reduce the cost of medical delivery by expunging 30% of the cost, which is waste, which is nothing but hurt patients? That's what this is all about. Now, Representative Torres has a very practical approach to doing a pilot program that will prove the concept, although it doesn't need to be proved again, but we'll prove it here in Texas, and then it needs to be expanded out. What can you expect from this? The Army has found that for every dollar they invest in Lean Six Sigma training, they get more than $100 of cost reduction through waste removal. A 100-to-1 investment. Would you like that kind of investment in the stock market? Yes, you would. Let's do it in the state government. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. George.